Alice, how many times have I told you not to touch these plugs? You don't just push the wires through the hole in the bottom. They have to be attached to something.
You know me, Leo. I was never mechanically minded. This fell off the washing machine.
Then you better put it with all the other things that have fallen off the washing machine.
There's no point in sighing, Leo. You bought the wretched thing, cheap, from one of your friends in the business. Every time I use it, something falls off. Either it won't go at all, or it won't stop, or it dissolves the clothes, or it tears them to shreds and spits them out.
All right, don't go on.
You took the best one.
I did not take the best one, I took the old one.
Well, now we've discovered that the old one was the best one.
You'll have to call a man in. I've no idea what this is.
I don't suppose she has to plead with you to mend things.
She doesn't seem to have broken anything yet.
Well, there's always your heart, isn't there?
Not for me, thank you.
I made us this coffee. Can't you spare a fraction of your day to acknowledge it? I made this too. Oh, for God's sake, Leo. You're quite safe with the cake. It's the coffee I've poisoned.
Yeah, it's a nice cake. Well, you always made a very good cake.
Does she make things?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
Poor Leo. What must your stomach be thinking?
Well, I've never credited my stomach with much intellect, but I'm sure it has an instinctive preference for your cake.
So she gets all the interesting bits and I end up with your stomach. I made you smile.
You did, yes.
It must be hard getting to know somebody again. Physically, I mean.
Well,
especially if they're young. Their eyes are still new. They can see things. The little puckered secrets of our body. The not quite perfect skin. The way, when we're angry, our face abandons everything and takes on all the glamour of a cold omelette. Do you remember that funny little dance you used to do in the bedroom? A sort of soft porn shuffle.
Alice, I find it rather unnerving you're describing my long ago and somewhat primitive bedroom antics. And all preceded by a gloomy observation on the deterioration of my body.
You used to deliberately keep your socks on.
I wonder you don't emasculate me completely. Why don't you rush out, buy a little trumpet, put me on the table with my trousers off and play the last post?
She'll never see that little dance, will she? The young, the unsubtle you. She's missed all that. All she'll see is the parade. Poor cow.
So what did he actually say?
What doesn't matter? We're going to be married.
But when?
What does it matter?
Well, next week? Next year?
One day.
Sounds suspicious to me.
Suspicious? Why?
Well, people usually have some idea of when, at least.
We have to wait for his divorce. It's not completely sorted out yet. I don't want to rush him.
He's 50. Everything he does has to be rushed.
He might just survive for the next couple of months.
Oh, I hope so. I'd hate to see you going up the aisle, pushing him in a wheelchair.
You keep going on about his age, don't you?
Yes, it's need I have to save people. Life is a big rough sea and it's full of non-swimmers.
So on goes your verbal life jacket.
Right.
I suppose to you, just being married is drowning.
It's worse. It's like being trapped on a sandbank. You spend your whole life waving a tea towel and shrieking for help.
You know, I don't think Leo has been a happy man. I can tell by his back. I say more than faces sometimes. Faces are acting all the time. But backs... Leo has a sad back.
Well, perhaps if he gets his wife off it, it'll help. They're hard to get rid of, ex-wives. They keep coming back, like a rash.
I feel jealous sometimes. It's as if everything we do together, he's done with her.
Well, You'd have to think of something different, wouldn't you?
You mean wear wellies in bed?
Suspenders.
And bells on my garters?
And sequins on your tits. It'd kill him.
It's all right. I'll go in the other room.
Softener?
Then you can put it on again. I don't know what it is about this bird, but it's in every room. Wherever I go, there's this bird. My flat, my entire life is full of bird.
Well, isn't it a pity that in your systemised, organised, selfish life there isn't room for one little bird? Coffee.
Selfish? You see this? This is a patient's report. And this is the preparation for tonight's lecture. This is my car insurance. Your car insurance, the electricity bill, the gas bill, the telephone bill, my parking fine, and your parking fine.
Doctors don't get parking fines.
They do when other people use their car and leave it in front of the supermarket on a double yellow line with its arse on the pavement.
You can take time off to do your paperwork. Why can't you take time off to be with me?
Now what are we arguing about?
You tell me. I'll argue about anything that comes along.
This isn't time off. This is things that have to be done, but here instead of at the hospital.
But what about my life?
Can we change the subject again?
I do part-time work in a lousy cafe so that I can spend time in this lousy flat making lousy meals for you. And you're always at that lousy hospital.
It's all happening again, isn't it? First Alice and then you.
Don't say that.
And now both of you.
Both of... What do you mean both of us? There's no both of us. You're divorcing her and marrying me. Aren't you?
Now's your chance. Say no. Yes.
You really had me guessing. I wish I could hate you.
Oh, thank you.
I wish I could do what other women do. Join that great army of reckless, braless women who live alone, who do important jobs, who go out and buy food and wine and bring home some poor bewildered man and seduce him. And if he doesn't live up to their intellectual standard, if he doesn't perform like a demented tiger, out he goes. And off they go. Woman in charge. Is there anything we could do together that you didn't do with Alice?
No.
Did you ever go to bed with her at 10:30 in the morning?
Yes. I never went to bed with her at 25 to 11, though. Your watch is slow.
Hey, Liz, you there? It's Andy. Hug me, baby. I'm engaged.
Penny!
Is there any other? She finally got me.
Oh, that's wonderful. When?
Just 2 hours ago.
Oh, let me introduce
Look, we
you
had
to-
this row, right? I mean, it began sort of quiet, and then I blew my top, and she cried. You know what I mean. Okay, honey, I said, you've just blown the whole thing. What thing? She said, we don't have anything. Well, the thing we thought we had. I said, oh, that thing. She said, and off she goes with her head in the air and her backside doing double time. You know what I mean. Anyway, a week goes by, we don't contact each other. I sort of began to miss things. You know, her perfume, smile, her body. And this morning, 1 month later, I'm coming out of the laundrette, and there she is, and oh boy, did she look great. We still had that electricity, you know, that feeling of wow, and my God, what is this thing? So we laughed, we cried, we got engaged. Isn't that just one hell of a story?
It's fantastic, isn't it, Leo?
Yes. Yes, it's fantastic and exhausting.
So, why don't we get together, you know, and celebrate?
Oh, well, Leo's work's rather... Well, he's got a lecture tonight.
Well, Penny's coming around to see you tonight anyway, so we'll fix something up, okay?
Okay.
Say, were we introduced?
An attempt was made, yes. I'm Leo Bannister.
Andy Rickmont. Okay, you guys, time to go.
Oh, see you, Andy.
Boy, do I feel good.
Congratulations, and give me love to Penny.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks.
Bye. What's great about those two, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's all great.
Do you want to get back to your work now?
Does seem a bit late, yeah.
Fine. They're sort of noisy, my friends, aren't they? They sort of land in your life. Like a brick in a blancmange. Go on, then. Back to your desk. And you can get the hell out of here.
I'm sorry, wrong door.
Matthew, my dear chap, come in.
I hope I'm not intruding.
No. Just a few papers to see to, that's all. This is Liz Carroll. Matthew Grant.
How'd you do?
Come through.
I have this case I want to discuss with you. It's most extraordinary. This woman was admitted yesterday. Originally, she came in with pylorus stenosis, so I had a quick word with that idiot Frankenstein. He just got back from America, cloning somebody. No, really, I'm very angry about it.
You never stop cleaning, do you? I remember when we were kids, we weren't allowed to drop crumbs in the garden. And when we finished playing, you used to go out and straighten the grass.
I see Andy's engaged
Yeah,
to that Penny.
I know.
She's fat. Like a whale. I met her mother. She's fat as well.
Is she?
Like breeds like.
Yeah.
You're not fat.
Leo and I are going to get married.
Your father bought me a lovely engagement ring. I dropped it down a lavatory in South Wales. That's where we spent our honeymoon, South Wales.
As soon as his divorce comes through.
It's very hard telling a man you've lost your engagement ring on your honeymoon.
Mum, it's no use you ignoring me. As soon as I talk to you, you have this habit of wandering off on a little path of your own. I know you disapprove of Leo.
I still haven't told him.
But the fact is, I love him and I'm going to marry him. And don't tell me he's too old. I shall go insane if anybody mentions his age again.
I was going to mention your father.
Oh, sorry.
It's his birthday next week, Thursday.
I know. I'll remember.
He'll be 50.
Dear Liz, we need milk, tea, and sugar. Milk, tea, and sugar. Bread, coffee, cheese.
Wrong!
Hello?
It's Colin.
Colin, how are you, for heaven's sake?
Down, I'm right down.
Down?
To the bottom of the well, as they say. My car's been stolen.
You're kidding. Is there anything valuable in it?
Briefcase, video, camera, girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
Yeah, I picked her up on the motorway. By the time we got to Birmingham, she'd got my tie off and my shirt undone. So I figured that by the time we got to Yorkshire, we'd both be naked. And that seemed like a good start to a relationship.
Colin, you idiot.
I went to get her a cup of coffee and that was it. She left my tie hanging from a tree outside the cafe. And have you got Andy's phone number? I feel like I need a friend.
I can do better than that. Andy's coming round tonight with Penny. Do you want to join us?
I don't want to intrude.
Tonight here, 8 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, you're back.
Hi.
I forgot some papers. So what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm not thinking, but I'm wondering
Wondering what?
why you're being nice to me.
I'm a nice man. Nice men are nice to people, especially people they...
Especially people they what?
That's right, especially people they what? Nice men are particularly nice to people they what?
Oh, Leo! Tell me, Doctor, do you save all your patients?
Oh, I do, yes.
And you've got this pain
Tell me about it.
in me heart.
Too much excitement.
Will you save me, Doctor?
Say ah. We
We
going
going?
to bed, yes we are. Except that I haven't time.
You've got a real patient?
With a real pain, yes.
Oh.
However, in spite of the panic-stricken pattern of my existence, I found time to pause and purchase one gift, chosen carefully and taking into consideration all things, to be opened only when I have gone, and to be pondered upon until my return.
Milk? Hello.
Yes?
Oh, hi, Shirley.
Is Leo working tonight?
He's got a lecture at the hospital.
Do you want to go out somewhere?
Well, I've got Andy and
I'm supposed to meet this guy, right? I mean, for weeks now we've been building up this earth-shattering passion, right? So here I was, lying on the bed, with olive oil on my hair and a salad on my face, and he rings up to say his dog's sick. I mean, can you imagine that? Here I was, all fired up for a night of physical frenzy, the like of which the world has never known, and he has to spend the night with his loopy spaniel.
Well, Andy and Penny are coming round tonight, and Colin, you know Colin, well, he's a bit down, so... Do you want to come?
Thanks, Liz. God, I'm so miserable. I mean, all I want is a nice bloke who'll take me out and buy me dinners, buy me clothes, buy me jewels, and relieve the pressure on my access card.
I see you tonight, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, fine.
Bye. So there he is. He's halfway to Yorkshire. He's got his shirt hanging off. And guess what? No car.
Well, go on then. See what you can make of my story, and then we can all laugh some more.
Oh, right. Well, now, Shirley's been going out with this chap, you see, and she quite liked him.
Not liked, idolised. I idolised him.
She idolised him. And tonight they were going to have this romantic...
Passionate.
Passionate. They were going to have this passionate evening together. So there she was. She's filled with excitement.
Dying. I was dying with excitement.
And he phones her up.
You're going to love this if she ever gets it out.
He phones her up to say he can't make it because his dog is sick.
Now, doesn't that just make you want to fall about?
Oh, God. Life is just one long funeral.
That'll be Andy and Penny.
Oh, good.
Hang on. Penny, come on in, join the fun. Where's Andy?
The engagement's off. He said I look like a whale. Do I look like a whale?
No.
No.
I hate him. I hate all men.
Anybody got anything to add to that?
I hate all women.
I'm not particularly fond of a particular spaniel.
Have a sandwich.
No, thanks.
Thanks.
Oh, now come on. Let's try and see the funny side.
We've tried that.
Well, you all think you've got problems because you haven't got anybody. Well, I've got someone. I live here in this flat with a man who is
Old, we know.
He has this important job, which takes up most of his time, and this wife who has an emotional pistol trained on him. And every time he goes to make a decision, she pulls the trigger. And down he goes, mortally wounded with remorse and guilt.
You're in a worse mess than I am.
I'm not miserable, am I? I say to myself, Liz, I say, you're young and attractive. Life is full of exciting journeys and secret doors, and all you've got to do is open every one of them and experience whatever or whoever is there. Okay, so it may not be what you want or who you want, but well, we all know what we've got to do.
She's running out of petrol.
What we've got to do is
Smile.
Sing.
Dance.
Cry. We've got it.
Okay. All together now. Let the tears fall now. 1, 2, 3. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Sorry if I want to. Die if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you.
I'm sorry to suddenly appear like this.
I'm glad to see you, Leo. I'm always glad to see you. It isn't like you to lose your key.
No. No, well, I expect it's in the flat somewhere. Les will be back by now.
Would you like a drink?
No. No, thank you, I must go.
Just one.
I always like this house. It's peaceful.
It's not the house, Leo. It's what happened in the house.
Summer evenings, kids' races on the lawn, a glass of whiskey, the Guardian.
Sarah the cat. She loved you.
Oh, yes, Sarah the provocative cat.
Winston.
The rampant dog.
Everything in this house was rampant. I was turning out a cupboard today. I found some letters. You wrote beautiful letters.
Yes. Yes, I suppose I did.
Leo,
Yes?
is it too hard for you to remember the special times? How we laughed once, how we hid presents for each other, how we made love all the time. Anywhere. In bed, on the floor, in fields, in the car, in the broom cupboard.
Please, Alice. You make it sound like some sporting event.
And once we spent a whole train journey waiting. And then, as we went through Birmingham, you got up to go and wash your hands, and I followed.
Alice, for heaven's sake.
Leo, it could all start again.
It can't all start again, Alice, because it was never there. Those fantasies in the car, in the cupboard, in the fields were not us making love, but me attempting to make love. You didn't wear clothes, you wore scaffolding. It's like coming second in the Grand National. The time I jumped all the fences, I was too exhausted to collect the prize.
I've changed, Leo.
I don't love you, Alice. Not like that, not anymore.
Then why did you come here?
I lied to you. Liz isn't out. She's at the flat with some friends. I had a lecture at the hospital. When I arrived home, I heard them laughing, and I felt... They're all young, you see. They're young and never-ending.
Leo.
I don't know why I came here.
Hello?
Hello?
How did the lecture go?
Oh, fine. We had a dog once, a mongrel, and whenever there was a thunderstorm, he used to panic and run to our old house, the one we lived in before. I did that tonight. I came here. I heard you and your friends. So I got back into my car and drove to the house.
Was Alice there?
Yeah, she was there.
And she seduced you?
Of course she didn't seduce me.
I suppose she paraded in satin knickers and lace suspenders.
Don't be silly.
I'll tell you something. It was never like this with Alice.